PFE studio crowd na media hunkomo. Yes.
Inti na young Ashanti Regional Chief Bureau na mapia. For me, I say Accra BBC, but on a regional minister, they were heading to a certain town, our Asante Mantem. Inti okana mi so nana then they see no say one are worried about that responsible mining event na se no. And one who say omo ho and one nyaniti say one a womu di wemhyan efren kran ereba no one nyaniti say one nya accident the plane na be crash but as at that time no say nipa fall and one at say one a show better like yentumi identify one so now we were hoping and believing say bia na ya betene it could be say sebita fracture Ghana obia ye nipa mu but nka nko ye ne abe but your honum 5 minutes to 12 and I'm afraid back to Nanapia and because Nana then they say on the regional minister Dr. Frank Amakohine they are still on their way to that place I offer her or say Esikaman community anywhere Adansi area and at exactly 12 and of them catch him say Accra enye asemaba namzazi nana den asemaba osi wonye nyantie the commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces President John Dramani Mahama na nkasa the program no nyade obetumi aba nipa otu won se womo mra no sa nipa no na osi wonye nyantie sa plane crash no womo eka ho bi enti eguso ayeri ye checks ni ade nti o maye one assembly man bi wo area mo ho Amaboba na onusu friend sir he was only able to confirm but no say yes indeed BBC war ni electoral area ho so now we were hoping say bia beye enkoye say but efengo wiasia na mapia kodru ho no ono ka kire say Accra na yenga ti say nipa 8 and omo on board e was a helicopter nim but say na won ahye no they were unable to identify
way.
It's now we were relying on the Ghana Armed Forces say one helicopter what they call it. So nipa nanope at exactly 9:12 a.m. Ghana Armed Forces ankasa any statement abano one on board no on beba beka kire yen ena sa arahusemi aba at exactly 12:13 so na Ghana Armed Forces what the statement ni buy one mo de nim say srafo bibi ba say ya one mo tumi mambo ntenye me confirm say na esini but one mo say one helicopter ni number Z9 ayira because we were trying to establish contact with the helicopter now one mo say one mo nti na ayira so that is how they described it and mo chem say ayira and he say chief of staff Ora Julius Debra in less than 5 minutes press conference and thereby say Omangana Yansha say young flags are grown no you fly no half marks it's say the defense minister and the director of elections and IT for the National Democratic Congress together with Mutala Mohammed the Onusuya minister
yes
no say MP for Tamale Central na arahusemi any afufuru bi awaka no ho any crew member 3 crew members are omukan
Dr. Omane Buama a Ghana politician or sign a minister of defense Ghana ha answer obewu anase obewu ende 6th August 2025 or a previous minister for communication no sign a spokesperson the president of the Republic of Ghana Abra His Excellency John Dramani Mahama between 2012 and 2016 or a member of the National Democratic Congress Dr. Omane Buama make us say wasanso aye deputy minister of food and sports between February 2012 and January 2013 Dr. Omane Buama John Evans Atamos time so or deputy minister for environment science and technology Dr. Omane Buama you here Dr. Omane Buama 6th of August Wednesday because Black Wednesday na Nyameton Safreno na medical kind political party no dom a National Democratic Congress Oko School or London School of Economics and London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine South University of Ghana Medical School occupation or a health policy planning and financial aspect nankasani profession party or a medical doctor nti yahwe ade akola am say yegusua yede omo ensem neba toaso e obi o
okay team de honorable Murtala Mohammed ne ho abakosem kakra na se ne yemum fa ne ho kakra so ebetugwa Murtala Mohammed no oya politician oya amanyoni oyobi nsiso a odom NDC amanyoko no na ansa na sare ho semi ebesi no ono no ya minister for environment science and technology ono no hwese na nitia ene de no ka ho bi no ni nyina nam se young environment ne fe yen isase hu sem gold anase sika kokko ni tu no mu no na enu adwumadi kwan e befa so no yen aye responsible mining hu adwumadi na worry ye wa santimante manka na worry ekono na oyendisi amanyeko no eba ansana no oye mashebegoni madehia won ewo Tamale Central na oye mashebegoni ewo na ansana wobeba aban no Murtala Mohammed oyobi oye vocal uko parliamentar niama ahruwa na then opposition NDC for who say the then administration led by ex-president Akufo-Addo and the NPP for area no na won niama awore no entry no nto oyobi oye vocal yepa when it comes to agriculture husem yansase husem and if a general economy nankasa so Murtala yobi a okata say yepa nto obi a fish okọ ma se begwe no beka se oye boring MP obi a otaka se yepa enti nanu ya budget krampo ho asemba media budget review o mangana yan photo san for Dr. Kasela 247 ediko two ba parliament minority fu working out then watch the following week I buy say we debate bi no o ka kire won se mo free mrahye begwem ba ya presenting budget no etima basa be no eden na mo ba debate on and also bisa wonti mo ye work out mo ye kra no it is more than the number of the minority our parliament Murtala Mohammed and kasa asem de kire won nti wo bi so oye adwumaden and na okota Tamale Central oyobi a wo bunu ye pa oyobi a senia oye ne niama no ama ahifo ni mpanyifo a wo mo nyina no wo mo genitum nti anytime bia obeko into an election ewo Tamale anase Ghana nyina no Murtala Mohammed eyobi a ding so betima ka se obelusu na abato nti no agbohosem anato mangana na just this few months a wabaya minister of state a ohwe environment science and technology so you know nyina yenu niama waye enam sunti on the minister for lands and natural resources omo nyina wan aka ba kire mu se yankwai yansase kwana nipa bonifa faso na solid 8 years wan asa no wo beje kwai mi nyina sa ma ye biom na omangana yan sika kokko musem ye de befa kwampa so no wa ye adwuma yi wo ba ohwe tama oko appear before the appointment committee of parliament. He was straightforward. Question there will be sent and the minority from one say no, this is a person Ghana Edana Kumaso. You know say he's one of the MPs on person friend honorable. You no friend just say call me a comrade. Let's say no ye busiafo. So Murtala Mohammed yana shredded.
Akra mepese besa ko na yakohwe sentinti a ekukudami atori lunch bi ana mo lunch community mine no boase ana his excellency John Romani Mahama obi expecting so big grace occasion no eno ne kopi mu masadi ebae yinkunkuti Dr. Amakohene Ashanti regional minister na semodi atudwa
Emergency, Minister Ministers afterwards, we now for maybe we can we are sure to see emergency program. We are some Arab and Salomon. But now we are listening, we are seeing who we are. Now,
Dr. Mwako Hene, Ashanti Regional Minister, Onona na ode in a new DCM edi to be community mind now, and they launch to a Boasia and Penifui, Edo Menu Yamuko Teatra, away in a buy.
Owa Ibrahim Mutala insem na miguso American nti wo no opanyima busumeng ni da etosudu anang afi apim ahankron edioson anang 19th December 1974 oye Ghana ni oye amanyoni na 8th and 9th parliament oye mrashe bigweni no jinem edimadishia won ewo Tamale Central abato impesiaso na oye Minister for Environment, Science and Technology and Innovation ansana ene abahosemi everybody to nyina ewo maimuni na osansumye se mashebegweni madishia won ewo nanton unse antena wobeche mu no na sabia hono nanton ni Tamale Central nyina nabum enti bibia besinko no se mashebegweni madishia won ewo nanton osam beservie as a Deputy Minister for Information and Media Relations osam be Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry nyina ye Omane Mohammed ni first time obai memo tamo be Deputy Minister for Media Relations no that was time na former president John Evans Atamels owo hono mo se Ghana young president na 2024 yakoto aba ewie nanse ya no ena de hia won ewo Tamale Central eno so wotam etifidu mantem chim se ewo se osamba parliament biom no besum ewo 9th parliament wo bra 8th parliament no so oka ho bi na owa Mutala Mohammed Eco School ewo Ghana Senior High School Ghana School ewo Tamale oyobia oye train teacher ochirechire ne won ache that tiwu de papa inti teacher certificate enu free Tamale College of Education okrebi kanno ni friend Tamale Training College na osansu kuta master's degree development planning and international relations and the diplomacy enu su free Kwame Nkrumah Sapon Kumase Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and the University of Ghana nyinano wasabodi nu ho na ni political career na amanyosem akwentunu in 2009 na bra amanyosem musachira free NPP4 insem eba NDC no Mutala Mohammed and ya appointed no as a Deputy National Coordinator Edima National Youth Employment Program Ayera John Evans Atamels and Opano Enrichino and a young years achrai ewum and a Bayer Ghana Youth Employment Development Agency JITA na sa dibiano kromia kopimse obeye mashebegweni madishia won ewo nanton abato pesua so ewo 2012 bra yeto aba ewo maimu in 2006 no na ora Mutala Mohammed oyobia na ojinemu yepa okojinaye anaso si jinaye se wayo sene important hono obeye mashebegweni ede ama adishia won ewo hono wobra ofri NPP amanyukunum na odine ho ebebata NDC no jinemu yepa NDC amanyukunu dum na 2018 so okọ presa de bia ni biom enso kobai se odin kugu enodi enyade se odin kunim ewo ehonum Mutala Mohammed etu anamon na ni prime minister okọ free nanto nyina no ene kobai so timi din kunim a eno no odi ko mrahye begom eno ene ni brea edikanga obeye mrahye begweni no ojinem ewo NDC amanyukunu dimu na kobai se 2012 no yeto abani wie no eno obeye mrahye begweni edi ma de hia won ewo mpotamo nti Mutala Mohammed ena ade ba kwensan woni hu mi se king oyobia untese obeka sembi obeka se waka kasefi no oya one of the respected MPs no more Ghana's parliament o kanse biwi oba kanse ne ne bia obeka se wanka se yenti o mepache no Mutala oyobia na udin hu ni yie pa enti o mangana ye ngahwerade menua
yenhwe Dr. Omane aman sensema na meguso so America your friend Dr. Edward Kofi Omane Boama or a Ghanaian politician make us say and Sunday ye better say obenya no we on no ye minister of a defense ministry on na me obia odano ye minister now previously no ye minister for communication or sounds ye spokesperson for the president of the republic make his excellency John Dramani Mahama abra na also ba 2016 onona osankasama his excellency John Dramani Mahama remember the National Democratic Congress amaye kuno ye hwe machine huna na education oko school Pope Jones senior high school any minor seminary oko foridua oko University of Ghana Medical School no ko ye training as medical doctor we otwaso Washington University School of Medicine St. Louis USA okita a master's degree in health policy planning finance and both London School of Economics and London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine a student or survey as a president the National Union of Ghana Students I Trasukani MOOCs or Samsung coordinator secretary the Federation of Ghana Medical Student Association. Yenhwe Abrobe Deputy Minister for Environment, Science and Technology between 2009 and 2012 or serve as Deputy Minister for Environment, Science and Technology later obey National Democratic Congress Deputy Campaign Coordinator 2012 General Elections or serve as Vice Chairman the United Nations Commission on Science and Technology for Development as Deputy Minister for Environment and Science and Technology or Chair Committee on investigate spillage of low toxicity oil based mud by Cosmos Energy. Yebeka maybe I can say oil be afra nsuo no meka ho no odima kotini Jubilee offshore meche Jubilee fields wo Cape West Cape 3 Point Ghana spillage of sodium cyanide wo Kenya say Newmont yebeka no so yesi nsu anase cyanide afra streams in rivers walking as an important one half from Omane no dima kutina no hwe ma omohwe sansem na broso a owoso no obua yehwe ma government university with nationwide tree planting and so we kama global warming and extensive cut down of trees and so na yes just threatening yasepa no odima kutina bua na saade no ko so Deputy Minister of Youth and Sports so no so o survey na obuayi papa na demonstration abra na the late Professor John Evans Atamels were between 2012-2013 until no so na bakosa me bin yehwe communication communication February 2013 President John Dramani Mahama after general elections no spokesperson the man no adia no so otwa so between August 2014 and January 2017 or appointing no assigning so onhwe no mwa Ghana 2013 African Cup of Nations and yensa into me enka as communications no adia no so boy papa protection of children online and also udima kotini ohwe efano cyber threat no so na so National Computer Emergency Response Team and sana a National Committee on Child Online Protection to develop a national child online protection framework no so odima kotini papa efan internet hunsem I am a member of the board of Ghana AIDS Commission between from 2014 to 2016. Dr. Omane survey WHO volunteer monitoring 204 expanding program the colonization Sujuman district in the eastern region of Ghana. no yɛhwɛ a medical rescue team for May 9 Becca Stadium disaster 2021 201 Mufenchem 201 stadium disaster no so odima kotene bua papa medical team na yɛhwɛ ɔmo bobo ɔmo ana tie gas na dia ko ɔmo bro no obua ye papa doctors ɔmo hwɛ bua nkofo no odima kotene ade ana medical no practice wo Afra International Hospital after party say odi party juma dia ono nko but so we fie na oye do the profession ye juma nti Afra International Hospital ho no ye ne juma abra NBC titru 2016 NBC mudin kuku general elections no ho obi a wakasama president of the republic His Excellency John Dramani Mahama why coordinator Ghana's participation of 2013 African Cup of Nations or chair investigation committee of spillage of low toxicity oil based radon Mamikai and Cosmos Energy in a Jubilee offshore field may check it 3 points Makoso on Udima Kotini share a spillage of sodium cyanide water body Kenya Sam also Kenya for sorry Dima Kotini in Samuel Udima Kotini papa answer Obi a military helicopter crasher in the assist August 2025 in the Boise na Ghana Air Force Ghana Armed Forces helicopter number near Z9 Akrofuom no nti ensem de egoswa ye dey to from papa hadwene
ye pa ke Nicholas enye easy ayedin pose ye betumi akenka we hu semina opanyi ba ko nso a arahusame oka ho bi ayu Samuel Sapon
mama papa na me friend ma foga me se da na ma foga no wa hin yenko yen
wa Samuel Sapon oya manyoni oya politician na odomendi samonyeko unim se obegina mu as a parliamentary candidate e won share so constituency e was antimantem oyobi a odonipa oyobi a onyeyimu ade Samuel Sapon empe e corruption ade Samuel Sapon o chirikankan ani se uwadi bia e woso uhwe na umia enebi na wa wadwen se nkwan obefa ne nyina no onyo bia oye vindictive ohun sade a wiye enye na obeka ho asem oka ho asem so wie na ohun se ensakere bia ba wo abrabo ma woni wasan be ye ba ko eti Samuel Sapon yo bia esantimantem na ohwe se ne mabeko so yie papa na addition won ani beje eni ade a o champion yie pa enti na oyobi a wabesum e wo maimu na nyese obeye enye jese parliamentary candidate keke e wo santimantem obeye minister e wo santimantem esan beye Kumasi Kropombe no Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly no obeye chief executive e di ma won yie pa bro beye KM boss no ye nyina ye hu adwuma obeboy e wo honom ma Kumasi nyina wotu ne den na oyobi nsusu a na ohun se NPP no wodi to won se santimantem won World Bank no oyobi na ososo won so esanse o se mun se muse santi ya mo World Bank a mu kire yen adwumedi a modi e santimantem a enunti de biara da muse Kumasi and as a Ashanti region as a whole no we say mu World Bank into what Samuel Sapon said bitafrache uya bofra kura no uhia no na onya chia no ka se papa meni asumesi ana so benten komo be fa so ade ufa wo so no na nye easy kra enti answer na sa rahusami ebeba ne dey no owa Samuel Sapon oyobia na wabesu papa e wo maimu na mikai answer na ebekọ 2024 about you no na NPP and then the then president Akufado womu nyinara oka asem bi say yebeto aba na wie no NPP be lusu in Ashanti region and the campaign manager for the NPP then no oka is there bi NPP fu be din kunu West Antimantem ena Samuel Sapon ka kire mi say there bi ono wabe minister da Ashanti region wabe parliamentary candidate da e won share so wabe KMA boss enti nkomo a oni additional edi wokumase no chirim se the NPP no won faili enti no e ade se wobeto aba no e de ama ena nankasa ni influence a oni ahifo akasa nso eno so ebe play part okras asem no won nye di but ye hwe 2024 about no nyina ba na wie no na ne ekoba enim enti obu Samuel Sapon e ya di se mangana ye nga hwerade uyi na manyosem etu nchen a ni se bia ya otaka o se after a battle e ya na amanyosem bia reni ho after elections no political campaign nothing more enti na chese bibiano ye to abani wia enti obu Samuel Sapon e ya di se na ohwese omanno ebetumi akonenim enti ya di se omanga na yin ahwerade na obi bebisa se so no wo sentimentality adantina ene okan hu bia sa atoye nchemi atoye nyina yes ofresante but you John Dramani Mahama eba ye no one man di bia so ntutu niama enti was oko back to Ashanti region only the likes of Dr. Manibu Amanu Eko na ne dwumedi anka bo kwa kodi no won kohwe se betumi akonkan na yen gold eni sika kokko hu sem no yen tutu ni ye yen se ye kwantina ene okan wemhyen ni ho a abraho se me etimi atoye eti owura Samuel Sapon yo bi ana Ghana eda na akoma so ye parking
Mepese beko na yakohwe abra Jubilee House, the Chief of Staff of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Julius Debra Odessa Hansemi Tuja Muma Yenkutimbra.
On behalf of the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, who is with us here, and the government of Ghana. I have the unpleasant duty, sadly, to announce a national tragedy involving the crash of a military helicopter this morning around the Adansi area in Ashanti region. Government regrets to announce the demise of the following persons in the tragic crash. Dr. Edward Kofi Omane, Minister for Defense; Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, MP, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology; Alhaji Mohammed Lemonad, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator and former Minister for Food and Agriculture; Dr. Samuel Sapon, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress; and Mr. Samuel Abuaji, a former parliamentary candidate; Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manin Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah. The President and government extends our condolences and sympathies to the families of our comrades and the servicemen who died in service to the country. All flags are to fly at half-mast until further notice. Thank you.
Dear Tenano, the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra, na Yatenen Kano, Hosem, Yena Buto, Uba Studios here, Marco Sunakra, Atiti Sempa. Yabu and Homebody say, Yabehe say, and Sabit to Miaka Yinia, Wisdom, Hedjamena, Edin come of your son, dear, or Blessing and Potem, Diana Eco Soho, or my situational report, my Eco Subianti, Babon Bodin say, Yabekoho, Quinja Subai, Behe say, Beme tea for so quiet, ma Moso Arehusemi, Yedi home and Komoka Cranti, and then you go. Ye did home common and see a Dr. Samuel Sapon so Nasem Yare Hosem ye papa Wodrenwa won't see ye papa Udima Cotene pa say Ashanti region choir NDC to me a magic Ashanti region Udima Cotini you'll be a Nimicrosha say a John Rollins time no any did you Mabata Mills and Sana His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said no Guswa walk on assembly 80 my friend so Shani Chen come so when you said Friday the forecourt of the State House na me didn't come Cranam said that man for guy no said that came so me huna na makai na for gan
ora Samuel Sapon intini hwasem na meguso American or ye Ghanani or ye Amanyoni Bibia Besin Koya na kan no ye Asante Musua for your former Ashanti regional minister na what's wizi aba hamane so
okay ma yanko ahomano so na ne ye wisdom hezedreme in kudin komo wisdom utie mi a memo harry
Nicholas
na bibia boko de
We're okay. We're good.
Okay. We'll be PM or AXYZ studio had ya boto. My situational report. So boaso now hopi na anase but so far my accord soon. DNA call presidency. DNA course for presidency.
Nick, like I say, it's a very solemn moment. Jubilee House, ministers of state. Dodo na buy one issue and what we try and many people are meet me say obi so ase omu nyina no the interior minister Honorable Mutaka Mubarak and MP for Asawa. So that I say and I say now he was supposed to be part of that trip way to the Ashanti region. He was supposed to be part, but I'm not paying that. We train now when anything I went to me and joining the helicopter no. In say I didn't say you need to try now when me car or joining the helicopter now and Mutaka Mubarak, Minister for the Interior, because also at me to Ghana, yeah, the national uncle and also okay into the Shena and then he was the one and also I say all the ministers and a buying pay for this year and the aid no ED for example, they were very much in tears, literally crying. Now it's a negative him because Oshe Mutaka Mubarak, yeah, Nenka or country one and so and a number of them chief of staff to the vice president, Alex Segbesia Oshe Onuste, who couldn't even control himself. The likes of Madame Joyce Power Muktari, especially to the president. And she said, Oshe, I don't when a minister Haruna Idrisu. And Haruna Idrisu, anyway, my briefing said this is how the order is going to be. Say, chief of staff Julius Zavame addressing, and you could see the TSR now and the eyes of the Honorable Haruna Idrisu. And so, Oshe, even the northern regional ministers nearby, the likes of the MP for Bole, the deputy minister for land, for example, he was so much in tears and not on to me and control the military high command with him, okay, because yes, and you do, but you could also feel, the military high command in power or mobile and so no. Now, our husband, Emma, but until they share the entirety of the room, the auditorium, yeah, his chief of staff there, they say first, no. You say chief of staff Julius Debra, or you'll be naturally, no, he's a soft-spoken person, or you'll be Okasaboko, and you can imagine chief of staff, yeah, already he's a calm, cool person. Yeah, also have the unpleasant duty to announce the death of her in for 8 years, not watching and plane crashing. So it was a very solemn atmosphere. Yeah, look at saying, at the presidency, we know said there are a lot of meetings at ECOSO, the vice president, the military high command, and most of the state ministers, an emergency meeting to know the way forward in terms of communicating at the end of that particular sad incident. So the latest is that the vice president, the chairman of the Ghana Armed Forces Council, only the military high command, Asia, at the end of the day, whatever outcomes are a bit, will be to me at the Abetuja. So for now, there's no other directive aside say the president through the chief of staff, I issue directive say all flags to be flying at half mast until further notice. This is the latest we have. So the vice president, is meeting with the security high command and some key ministers on the way forward. But aside from that, there hasn't been any, pronouncement going forward, Nicholas.
How bebre meje umuna development bi asoba na wama yehu na ye de ato ye tiefo ne ya hwefo so anim ti meje umuna mekoso bia no wa bibia ne anu alert na yeso ye de ato tiefo ne ahwefo anim
Exactly.
Nti yenia wisdom hedejume na yeti nenkano efi presidency no say afina mpenifo be meeting ni me be film be bia no so yetumi ama yeti efuni ahwefo so ehu akra
the chairperson de Ghana Armed Forces council no Professor Nana Jenopoko Jonanka was such na oko central region but because of the side we are by government engagements in Yanano, one council, I'll put all of them on hold. Easy, easy cry.
Yeah, saying Sabeka Union and Apia, so also on a situation.
Eti Maminka Rasa Masapa Hunsam Caribbean, Eti Sen American Cano, you be a Amanyoni or a Ghanani, na or Baye a Santimanta Musia for Baye Ashanti Regional Minister. Na ansana obeko eye esantimantem as a regional minister or Ashanti region deno or sang be servie as a central regional minister obesu ye yipa ewo Brianna Yura John Evans Atamels oye omampanyin ewo memu sene medical council obeye former KMA boss former Kumasi Metropolitan Chief Executive and also obesu ye yipa na NDC ni amanyokua odom na odi erinam eyamai emu na oyobi nsusu asebio ni suku bremu nsusu no anase sene na brabo bra wo no ipacho wo no eye November busumen ni dato su edu ewo afi apim ahankron eduonum eson 10th eye November 1957 into oyobi a omanga na yenya fahudi busumi anasafia yenya fahudi no sa afino amu ene wo no 10th eye November 1957 mawe mfise omanga na yenya yemfa hudi 6 March 1957 and for March April May June July August September October November ene wo Samuel Sapon na oku school kakra ana wo no ewo ejiso ani wo esanti mantem emu na ono ene oba odikan ewo nimnya no makomakom be songo intemna ni mame ene ni papa eye owura ne owura yere Agnes Kwabena Mensa Sapon oko school ana oko owabi LA primary school NFA or set to secondary school and nyina no okoyere ewo 1973 afi apim ahankron edio song ebiesa oyobia onya ni GCO level certificate no ewo afi apim ahankron edio song awotwe 1978 ena otua subiom ekoye 3-year teacher training education ewo Wesley College and wo Kumasi Ashanti Regional Capital. Dr. Samuel Sapon oyobia na ochere eye sports wunyama eye goldi munsem ochere yepa okochere bi ewe dwaben eye secondary school between eye 1981 to 1984 afi apima hankron edi wotwe ba kokopim afi apia hankron edi wotwe anan Dr. Samuel Sapon ne awo sami eto no ewe sentimentem ages busumin leader toso eye
akra mesro mama fa mano so na meni na apia Ashanti regional correspondent eni nkodi enkomo embra na untie mi a me wo hawie Ediba TV XYZ tini power 97.9 FM so hello nana apia nana hello yeah nana mesi untie mi a me wo Ediba TV XYZ tini power 97.9 FM so na bibia boko de
anya boko ta
sure anya boko sa ye na ya boto na ewa ha yimsa wo so aboto se ne ni di watri sama nsem ne bae na ya de awutu anamo akọ bia asemi si ye no na we kopim ho kopim aye obo asene npotem adanse awia ho ina wo na we huma kotwemfo yin chema ekoso sesia
yeah, said the audio to Jana Pepe. Now, another ana omodu see was responsible mining, Minister of Lands, Honorable Amakofubua, EDC say ene ana omodu launching of Wasi. It's not say ne domini na LGP so ombapa Wasi. No more about the witness the air coso ewaha. Na anokoi yibedu ha be non son fa ana yenyan nti say that time ye ba no ye the regional minister and the lands minister ana amakofibua ana babiduye nti ebidu ya eko dwabo na se na se omo atwashia omo twen yen eti ye nyaame nti yese the MC for the day no lunch say empanifo a eba no editi say the defense minister honorable Omane Boama ono na eba bi gina ndiama omanpanin eti ye ni mu so baba ti be aba say the regional minister and the lands minister mo cheche ye ya mo kotena ase no na say kobonundu eti say na amania na I own senka according to one of the soldiers amene kasa no say na omo kense chopa no bedu na helicopter no bedu say around 9:30 ti no mo kro mo ken omo ye ready ken say ebeland na the defense minister and the entourage ono mo ba no esi form no mo si omo do maba di media na se eti ebra ba ye tena se o di media na se ana the regional minister enya akọ mi so ka bi gu lands minister asum so ka bu lands minister asum pe ana call no for saba obuasi west DC and MC Madam First Love appear eba na phone so to no so sole ya no so the bar regional minister it that time not as a soldiers and na wa around there no matter say CBDC it no ma rush in our location and then see no my day omo aba eti eba sa na regional minister give microphone so all kasa no and all kasa o ya na wase na emergency ketua bi ayede esi nti also omo hwese omo betini aben akohwem emergency no by one na dey no omo to aso wo on na ye dey ye need the regional minister and then try do na no ye tutu cars say ye ko ni na say afi dey ye dey ni kire Adansi Akrofuom kuri o my friend Sapon ekuru na forest na won ye bofurubu tu my friend bofurubu it is any to one in an say in an say helicopter the defense minister Monday ban about the crash our forest and then for no more in Nigeria atomasi it is am I bo and I the minister can a final from Obuasi and Bakuru a final what final society you try to see the eyewitnesses are the wahana the omo can say adiano omo no wo fun o dum wo ha do na me kasa and was no wo fun o wo fun ho na o do no hu helicopter no forest mu no mo do kokko ni ade wo ala hu helicopter na perform do ti kuro na na wo nyina no it is some every period above for more every period above for more but how many no the car
hello nana
oh forest me ti omo do ben forest me dey o ti go se ko ho se ko mo ko I say e dey on ti ase but I will do on next get to from and then
hello nana
so about
nana ujina ye anche beboa kakra
okay na me no ebu no try some ko ti ya ten it's no near you know
nana hello nanapia
yeah
me pacho ho na am say breaki kakra wo say be hwe form no why na ne nan bubu ye sisu mam ya e biom ho no
forest no all my
hello
oh was ko
okay
say omo you do na do
nana possession mu me pacho muma yen san friend na be maybe an network no okay okay say ade e ko anim yentio
it's one man na be the original no omo hwe no na ne nan ni na ayede ebubu it's ko omo ko try sen ko omo kwa yi no but omo so the ya na gana no odin no omo ya fi gana twe kani panasa adna ka ho a gana se omo nyina according to the eyewitness now or the man nti yale we jam minister no be pono wa be pono me kasa ye be po ay ketwa we say atwea be mi be pono ana ene wezen minister yes da bi wontimi ntima ha enhwe se onu ni ministers gusuro nti ene yini na yemfo be pono ene de ye beti ahwe tefe
enti nana mentwa wano a be poso na helicopter no betoy
be poso
yo
a mountain so ibiana ebu no
bo dua so wo ndia kese sisi wo no
ebia kese ni sisi bo ni bia na bu ama helicopter no kra no ne mine ne na yi ni bia tutu bi ne mine ni bia tutu se ye ko fi mu no ntia enya nse ni pa wo mu we enwotwe ana onu na ahye dai so far no emu be miensa de etinya ka se bitimi asesa body no but you need to identify say you are ana obentin say regional minister ahye ana o makofa bottle eba se yan hwe na omo nadmufo no ne armyfo na ewo ho no fire service sponsor wo ho ene omo mo ho no omo hwe no omo se sabodi ni na bottle ni ne so sanin fi de pono so ambra nti se eno me yegu so a wo bi asemi say the person na mesane kwa de na bia na mi bi sa obi fe na be bia ye du ni bia ya no mo say asokra na mi ni emu half so forma ko fin so bi du so na dia sa ko so eno
dia ya rebosem nana
nka me enka enquete
me pa chwa
enka me nka ta presidential staffer wọ́n sàmà lásán wọ́n lè ọkọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n náà kọ́ máa sọ́lásán bí asọ́lọ́pọ̀ náà ní fẹ́ẹ̀ta ọ̀hẹ́ bọ́dì náà orí tí wọ́n adẹ́ ẹ̀rùbú lásán máa ṣe náà ó fọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ náà sẹ́yìn náà ó sọ ohun yẹn. ẹ̀yà ọmọ ti sẹ́mu sọ ó fi ẹ̀ǹpẹ́yìnfọ́ a ọmọ fún ẹ̀yọ̀míṣẹ́ enti ya nya se enipa nwofi na enfurusuro no timi ayi enipa ensia wonti identify se wini ana wini ye try best say bi ensia no be she botum ni no aka ni sanse ehoye people so bi enti nko bi enti no so nko nti indum ejano a ewo ho no se be ye bitma identify mi no aka ujenu ko ayi wo no aye edin dia mai ba ensia de eyi omu na o ma shigire be ya try best edi she butum so bitimi SNF ni pono so dia bafo na edi ogu ko ma si bitimi dia kodu le bi se di kodua sisi ya o ha di twen se ejani betimi adu na no aka wo ni bitimi ensa aka wo isia de bitimi ya confirm se ensa aka body 6 na body isia ru bitimi se asimo fili ana bonti ni se bia se boto ba kuma e bi egu ye twen se ya ka soso ye nka bi tuma kan ni aka no na itimidesi fom tibilia bibi ho
nana bibia ni ho ma se ye de besi no ba bibia ni so ana wa ma yate na yeso ya metiefo ne ahwefo ne humeko tinana mbo ne adwuma koso mo obi poisi nkoso nyi adwuma no na ijane de still endum ye ohun
baby
okay because fire tender be aba ho enye aje mu na se mudum no
because when is the fire service going
nyame ne ye boafo yo ntina na maminja obibia ne e be sanfro
okay we are the perfect dance so
nti say ye nua nanapia yena Ashanti regional correspondent na yetene kanu na so far mo ano mo we mu ne Dr. Omane Edward Omane Boama Minister of for Defense, Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed Minister for Environment, Alhaji Muniru Mohammed, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator, Dr. Samuel Sapon, Vice Chairman NDC, Mr. Samuel Abuaje, former parliamentary candidate Edema Obuasi West, also a deputy NADMO coordinator, and also Okahubi, and Sana squadron leader Peter, Sana and Sakano squadron leader Peter, a flying officer Chum Ampedu, and Sana Sergeant Ernest Ado, and Nipan Wochi. Omo a helicopter abeto fomia asama be
king tie report na penena na pia e ka kire yen na se wo hwe o si okay nti young flags no senior chief of staff e kan no na si say air fly no half marks no senior kan is we Jubilee House live we Jubilee House live pictures and videos are every homo edre banana ye de e ma young ahwefo na king per the report na napia de mai na o say helicopter no I say ekokan adue bi
a quiet forest preserve to the Akasu, so wam sandianina. One is
maybe SMBC, Blemishano, and can't mean Kosro Kakra, and Nasa Rim such I mean tea in a young Wadiana.
Yes, I a beposo.
Yo, so and last 2 weeks, na mini vice president our central region.
Okay,
I don't know, said the same chopper, and vice president. For free honobody back I don't know. But na me wo ho. And then a too free or device a bar back to Accra near car a Dubai. I was say yama yambambo musem ye nema kakra. And this also confirmed say ye national career no. And I said, "Wimshenga was some man penny use was Abri Wumsenye, never Francis here. Ye Adansi say. And I bet justify the reason why the president is using his brother's private jet now.
Yes, true. Because says you know, so I heard that. So playing a crack Akrofuom, mama, Penny, the late Professor Milsom, acquired by and dada. Yeah, a dada. And so says, yeah, dear, I was a lift captain and so you Air Force walk or Mrs. Ayadata.
No, American say last 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks near commander. Commander no
did there.
And you didn't go brag helicopter no this same chopper EB. Minka say we are this same chopper EB. Broad brands and 2 free or 2 year. And what's it? Miss Nami wo me. So I think say was say yes young bambo museum. Now Ken King, Ujedi say
number near Z.
Yeah, that's nine. You. Ujedi say Sebita fracture. Okay, in yes, be ana young president, the commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Yes, other important engagement. I engage no delegating in Krofisi when go see Nananga. Ujedi say Nkadeng has any better because the president on Fakanko. God did say Mangana assembly bet. I think
see cry.
I think sir I was say yes young bambo must made susumunia mamini say be obibaka susumunia yehuni maybe me for
be course this is so for be Sunday
maybe
Kumasi Castle so Dr. Omane Buama and sister crying
but in American say your president your president His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and your second person or most important person Omane Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. I think say one of them handle security and one musu musem you should say be kran ye because in kabadis and gebeka say nesini nke yerin kan ti say na yerin kan try keke nke beka say nti Ghana mampanyin na bibi fufra santu nana. So I think say the first gentleman and then the second most important person in our country, the president and his vice, no. I think say one security and the one to Sumusem. I was say you one in charge, no. One more things were better. Send your bears out the way. be errant to Yabium because King helicopter efi Accra say court just obuasiha nani ebetu yeni Omane Buama he was the director of elections in Haiti midterms of UC prior to the 2024 elections was eagle eye activate the body cams oyobia NPP fu so ni yepa so enti yesre wasre won ni abei tamale central fo ni abetu dudu won no eyeyi
enti mama yenko tamale na yenko hwe honorable Murtala Mohammed
yeah tamale central
mempeso so
okay
nkoma mo so omudi
if today was to be last day honorable would have died fasting because he was a practicing Muslim. He believed in Allah. He has never believed that maybe he can live, he knew that if they would come, he knew that if they would come. So we thank God for his life and we know, inshallah, Honorable Murtala Mohammed is in heaven, inshallah.
Yes, so Marina, such an unfortunate incident. You had a revelation that he was a true practicing Muslim who believed in Allah, and so if today was to be a Thursday, it meant that he would have died fasted. Some of the people I have met here have told me that the honorable member always talked about death because he believed that if today you are fortunate to be alive, you do not know what tomorrow comes with, and so he's always been telling his people that once you are alive, you have to be good to people, you have to be good to your neighbors, and you have to do the right things. That has been the testimonies of people about the former member of parliament. So as you can see, a lot more people massing up here at the party office. Some have actually gone to the family house to also commiserate with them. For now, they cannot talk about any funeral arrangements, but what we do know is that it's a sad moment for the people of the Tamale Central constituency. Marina.
Enti Accra AR
Hosem enti Tamale Central for me Ava Hosem too much ni ayebebo mo ni abesa ni say onyankopon ni ala for one cry say family and it's unfortunate so say one bodies in yentumi identify yentumi say eyi na Dr. Samuel Sapon and answer Dr. Omane Buama o be de
nya na mo de ba o mbe hu
afi ni ekoye eyi ana I think say
we got problem provide say nya bodies
sad we see
me hu say we ni me
di nya no say
na de be hwe
na worry some man no they were serving the country and as I who say me act wrong, so I don't think that there will be a need for any forensic or data and as a neighbor we should just bury them yamo state barrier ne nkura wo ye because wo nyina no mo so kin mi jadi say
wasem na wo kabato ni
utie staff na one na apia twetwe nkomo no nipa makomako
eno kwa genjai mom mama
no but no say nipa 6 years o say wo de wo nyina kogu one second eti Hosem onyankopon on say nyina den no fa nipa nwotwe on fa won kra esi fa
mamenda me ni Accra kofida kwa se bebre to obeka me homa mabobo ni areho ni osu ni mesi mama yenko the Ghana's parliament me ko so yenhwe the late
out in this parliament than the total number of your representation. Patriotic citizens do not walk out acting with reason. Patriotic citizens do not just hold press conferences. In fact, I am told that your other name is press conferences. So, Mr. Speaker, it is very clear. It is very clear.
Enti Dr. Murtala Mohammed na yetene nkan last week
just last week
or this answer me sweet for
promising
enti baby adri yensembre am sa kra meda wase papa pex natural me no water bi na no mame na yebeko power specialist herbal hospital na yakwaji apomuden ho nkomo efi eho aba doctor oheneba wa ha waye krado nti yensembre me nkwaji apomuden ho nkomo na mbra yeba yebehu lawyer Dennis Ufuriasi edu yebete enenkasa so na lawyer David Worry Brown or a senior lecturer ATU ono so ye betere nka mamenko na me doctor on hene banko din komo se madu e apomode ho komo ntime nyi wo fidie ni mfi ha ensema abayina na ha na obeti na wati niye timenko so na ya ma yang doctor enkodi
specialist Heba Hospital yadin chef ya se Dr. Penya or da hospital na doctor akosia edu aya ho de mo bibia brebia ojebre na ohwe power time de bia nse meka nyina ne se adansi de papa Akrofuom di fa power ho to be studio ha obi ada ne sisi o ntimi nkoto nsimi sorry te say or tennis sisi ni sa funu no so atwen ama bibia ya kama tiba bia obi a ye friend last stop Kumasi and crime na fe takrade na ye wo Kumasi wo fe yase ye ni Jasper Flint station di enhwani mu wo aputoja contrast kwan no so Lake Road na ye wo akra wo kwabenya ACP kwansa ni block factory no edi enhwani mu na fe takrade ye wo Anaje Estate Customs Road ye ni single washing bay ni so di enhwani mu numbers no ayemiensa famu bia na frɛ ofra branch na ebe ono ne ama direction ba ho na wabeje wayaresa numbers ni 0555 79 78 78 0200 38 38 31 and 0244 54 44 22 Monday to Saturdays any day adwuma oba enya brewe ni pedo ye mfiti prakopa ma obi adro ye no na ma power ya yesronko nya so ka se uti o ya pani amu adro no sentini sa niema betimi tipaye na aba na doso obi tia ne ya nenso ne de na ye malaria obi tipaye no ebia ne de typhoid obi tipaye no hepatitis bia ne se C obi tipaye no bia ne BP ne kosoro dodo obi tipaye bia ne moja na so ate obi okra say be constipation severe constipation betima utia pile den so aka say utia o ya e be make sure say ye treat just symptom no ye be tackle the cause of symptom no say tipaye ba kopa no obi a wo sentenity eye ne ya enti power nyame adom ye say ade etu ase yade bia ha obi a wo de chinchini abre obaba power specialist hospital ho ayo last stop on fire de ne ma ensan fa nko efie de biara eda obi biara a wo hwe power time what say hepatitis B positive tieniye saya de we de bia me boso ani mani agi sentini say power specialist hospital yade awiase nyina ase ani aduro no ye no nyankopon ma doctor akoso adua ya dura yade saya de we etu ase ye nkane ano saa keke ye wadansidie ye wo nipa ibetim di ansa atenu so akase we no oyare ne etu ase awoda hodo agene Ghana ni amano no edoso tis what say hepatitis B positive misro enhyadam na ensu men ka say ade ne ni aduro obetena wani betie no na ayefunu na ahono na wani nyina ye very yellow da bia me ka cho say ansa na bo so ayefunu ahono no na so liver na sini say yakwam no nte ne ya ohwe power time ne ya utie power time ne so Mr. what test hepatitis B positive da bia say so do ni kire ba ko pe power specialist Heba Hospital oba be ye profile na confirm say empire na wo ho ana say ni ho be ye liver function test oba ye viral load count wan ka se bo hu na muadodo a e ho moja ni mu wonu mado no kwa ni mu kakra be sam wa ye bi hu be bia so ate akodu na hye nkura ni am woni da so se be bia aba no waba the right place nyame ya adom na kwa ye viral load ni bi no say not detected ana say a negative ya no kwa ni yemfa no saa say sometimes not detected no bia na emua no dodo no below the minimum figure na machine be catch say not detected and say negative enti sabana sana ye say hepatitis B profile no the confirm sampa emua no bakokora nyede ennim enti yense ye ka say we negative ubon ma okwa rely on viral do nko a eba say not detected I was say yare ne asabi afi ha na obi aba o the results aba was me kwa ha yesem ye negative afi na me tu kwan me nya adwuma me kwa ye medicals no yesem ye positive yade na sa babim hepatitis B so treat man ko negative entimi sa ma biom de berada enye no kre ba power ye kase treat man ko negative ye negative baby a obi a wotenkasa wo mfe no mfe ya wo yawo chikasa mututu wo ya de kakra bi na wa bre baby afili se hit oni padua ni mu ya na honam hyehye honam keka otimititu ho sa na honam nyina twetwa dikitu bi na yafu na hye na ayekutu se siam no kasai wo yafu na hono woni nyina ye very yellow ye so nya jaundice wako ye scan wako hospital ya catch us o fatty liver o liver enlargement o liver cirrhosis but modern so about power specialist seba hospital enu akiri ya ba hia draw fe no draw ya liver care sa draw liver no ba bia ho na ko draw bia se liver no aye fatty se liver no aye enlarge se liver no cirrhosis wonya draw ya liver care ni bia abeboa be hili liver no ama oyefuru na ayekutu oyefuru na aye dendenden oyefuru na ahya ase ehonhono no ni nyina ase betu ama ho atimi atọ power specialist hospital yese for ya de ne bra free 0555 79 78 78 0200 38 38 31 and 0244 54 44 22. Odi no aye kidney stones and as a kidney cysts. Ama osisi achi lo back ho aye wo ya ho hyehyew. Oda se nyina tatai. Wo ya de ka krebe na wabre. Bre bia fili se body na nkasa wa ye weak. Emfa ho ne rest abe rest oba rest. Ho mi a oba gibia. Ne nyina achi no utimo se body no da bia no wa ye weak. Kidney no anya problem. Saya de we ade se ekọ na nim 10 ukọ he scanner utwa nipa best 10 scanner wanya kra no best 5 and 6 oni kidney stone na o kidney cysts misro tumika fabra power specialist hospital we ya bema o Johnson asma sha se eye basabasa bema ye pro makase pa mu ba akọ ye Johnson ho nsam se bema o Johnson sha se tete wa wani nye kakra bi na Johnson do ukọ aketua bi na aba Johnson eba no ba mamu ya wo ya ehyehew Johnson eba no tenkasa Johnson no ebi akamu wo Johnson bi atenkasa bi akamu wo Johnson bi ne moja di akire bo kra Johnson eba ni nyine ye moja ya na ma wa ya se ayiri se ten wa ya se ya wo ya Johnson ntime ma wo chimansa na Johnson aba mesro entratna ho ya de rubber be show ba mum catheter be to ba mum se ta eba no saa de ante se uti ya te mesro enne ya wo tie mi na wo hwe me na wo sa problem wo ni mu no entratna ho me nkodu bi ya se Johnson afei ntime ma enyema etimi sa problem we ba edoso enya Johnson tentem bia na ya diabetes tie ni ye e bia wo prostate na ho no e bia wo bladder no ahono that is cystitis e bia your ureter na so urethra e bia your kidney and as untreated infections bi na this how no abrow oba power the same symptom no enyema de ba no bia symptom no de e wo de ba oba ba ye o lab ba ye o scan e de fidi be show mu so hia se ma ye CT scan e ba ye ne de ahwa de pote pa e koso ni padua ni mu ne attack the course no atuade no ase e de amaw odi no eye ulcer ya de bi betimi ateto nkwa na nyina akom de wa yam yo ya udidi mi ayam yo ya aduane to yam ayam yo ya na obo efono sentini se ulcer no eye ekro enyan ebetimi ma obo afono betimi ma mpo wafe ya na obo no nyina yo ya de kopie wachi kase no timi yo dendendene etutu nyasam ketwa asam from bi ejina oyam indigestion da bia udidi na aduane jejabo ya na kokoso ahyehyew heartburns wonsanu nyina timi atitriti misro ulcer wuhia aduaya SK we eye aduaya SK that is stomach care ekro bia wo ya furu mu say ya duodenal ulcer say ya peptic ulcer ekro bia wo ya furu ma fe no ulcer de wunya aduaya SK ni bia ebeboa na atuade no ase ntenten ama ho atimi atọ ulcer betwa ma wafon aye tantantan ba bia obia ni ade bia ha obia me se fabra power specialist herbal hospital Kumasi encrine anase eye takrade odi na eye malaria na ha wonum yo nyunyunyunyunu utitimi paio na ho ayehye na wa yemremremre enyema di sa ho no eba no edoso bemom so what test malaria positive dia wuhia eduaya malamis be bia say plus adian ya wuhia eduaya malamis no a 2-3 days betu ade no ase dia mawo wa yare ma ho to foforo wonum nyo da untumi enidi wo kata so untumi enna da bia yeso moja so ate wuhia eduaya herbal tonic when nyina ya pure herbal bibia from Hamano son and ya packaging the kama Food and Drugs Authority registered jatum edia mayen we obi a moja so tare tambia we anemic but modern say ubenya eye eduaya herbal tonic na wano nom ebeboa asiesie moja no aduane da wanuma batene de wo kata so betimi ada ni pebun sampa waye kama be ma waye mre wo mpamu a wo hia jiri kagiri eye pa uhia jiri kajiri ni din ene na honam se edo enya afrodisia da bi esayade da bia meka se bema obema no eyentini ani moja se moja no ntimi ko gina ntini ni mu a na bema no aka no kwa to ho se wono no madu be yintini mu nyina eme moja no akotai ntini ni mu na bodwuma ye di amaw ne so nya ye heba ten heba mixture eye immune system booster we e ka ho dia na se ba bia wudi amaw obodi so benya ye do ni nyina bi be ton heba do bia no kwa ebi o ha betimi anya bi ato kompo na show minim yamfa se kan enka be mo odu ebe na ni nyina bema untimi nyinsa oba mema bebre o low sperm count be ye semen analysis no na sperm ba kokora nim tie ni ye pa enye nsuo na eba no na ye sperms no san nsuo no mu na sperms no ewo te se wa ye fish pond nsuo no wo ho na adwene na gum na so bema ba ye semen analysis so ba hwe nsuo no mu no na sperm ba kokora na bi no timi de nyinsa oba bo so bi wo so mu sa bo ho mu dose so mu ye weak o mu shape nye o mu ntimi nsumi nko hye oba no nko sere ma nyinsa ntimi ma enso se nyinsa no ma na the problem nyina ato ma no so me so ya de bia ha obi a yentumi anka ho asem no ye no enchese enye ho adwuma Fabra Power Specialist Herbal Hospital Kumase Encrime anase eyeta krade Kumase ofeyase yani Jasper Flint Station ni di enhwede mu wo aputuoja contrast kwan no so Lake Road ene yewo akra wo kwa benya ACP kwansa ne block factory no edi enhwede mu na fe takrade wo Anaje Estate Customs Road yani single washing bay no so di enhwede mu frey 0555 79 78 78 0200 3831 and 0244 544422 Monday to Saturdays and the adjuma Sunday peneda yenye adjuma even holidays ye adjuma or your branches in nyinemu ye do say baby a oje bre na ohwe power time nyame ya aduma adasa na sabre yanso ye de apom de hon sabo no ebebro
They're not Biana. I'm for you about this one every time I can say baby shit. My gosh.
I'm saying so enough for me be the no.
Sister who's pa? It's a winning gas.
I'm using the why. My wife.
Down Yankana wa.
Sister Coles. Use gas. Gas ye fast, ye easy, ye convenient.
LPG, let me see your hand. Ooh, gas.
Hi. Now let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Resort, the first of its kind in West Africa.
Upon your arrival, you are introduced to a butler who plans your itinerary.
We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park.
So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife and how to interact with them.
They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment.
I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have here.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Missy Menanum, a group bassa, I've been bro, Tibedoim, As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye dear grow,
na yes edu me be kra na me ba no ti me de omo be gumi so weekend no
hey memre
enu nti na me ka kire o say ya no medi garlic capsules poso na ebe sisi so kama as I stand here my doctor said my whole system has improved very well. Medi garlic capsules. Yes, Medi garlic capsules.
Medi Moses garlic capsules. Bwa mamoja dini paduani mu efusani yi na esiesie obani barima mahona wodin. Ubenya edui bi ato omanyi mu pharmacy store freye wo 050-349-4885. Edui enye mmofra enye ndi fie dumu apemfo ene emma emanofo. Medi Moses who ni how FDA ajidin kratui atum.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your world's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there! We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Sapon Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 Ga West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
Masawohe TV XYZ na uti power 97.9 FM Winba Youth Choir on se chira me kwan na yetie no areho sema yedi no areho a ma yehuma yenka Dr. Omane Buama Dr. Samuel Sapon Alaji Muniru ene ma Samuel Abuaje ni omo ka hu na ene yantia ana asem papa yare hosemi hadwumi yipa na yehuma yenka yaboto wo studios ha ma mepese eyenkoma yedidi ma beya no Ebobo me say yeni yenia na na apia din komo mo tre mu tre say Adansi Akrofuom baby e fro ho sikaman ho na kwaye wo ho no na helicopter koboye butan bi wo ho eni ndua bi so na koboye je to mu na farmer na eyewitness no kuya no eyewitness odi na ni hu me course no ye be pese ye be ko na yekuti no so mu hu ye na nsem odi to odwa na ye ba ato adwumadi no so
ni de twem na me wo film e be twem o me from play no na wo form de enti akwa de ni wan say mete gran am say afei de abofo enti me jam de me ye nyina say me kwa kwache da bi a ade ne toy enti me nam forest ni mu sa na me ko enti me ko no so play no abo ahye enipa wo owo mo mi nyina so ya dey ahye ebi eni wa enti me so ba be kra wo nyina ahye play me bi eni nyina ahye kra ahye isi ane de metimi aka say nipa be trade here nipa be trade here ba ko le de owu ni say nipa ni wato omo ma ka ne de omo ma ka ne omo ma ka ne ba ko le de owu ni say nipa ni anu ko aro ne na nyina ampo ni aka ni say ni ko na ni say ne la obo say oda o mo ma ka ne de jana ya no wu say o yo ba o so ye be ma o and then enya she ona na eko na enya she entoto enya she tebeche mu na me so say bia ebo na na asiniti we hunu ekwani ana ode ko bo eduani mu a e ma accident dey see who the color is very common na say white and black visa apena nkasa de nam se na polish tina na ofo nipa for pena na ba nipa for de hu o ma no ba ko pe na do nse ni fo mu se ana o sa ana juju awdi
are hosempa ma esine no nti we ye kwani a ono hu se helicopter ne be hwe form no obo ya fa akwaye nim kopi bebia na adene ko no nti ho mfonyin ne wetwa akere no eyare hosem ehun se ni pay na bewu but wo bi o won se eya ye bewu ye nyina ye bewu but wo bi o wa wodwen ho a eya wo hwe how esi asese o ma ahye na bi na bubu ye to opia ejane san twen ko hye mu a nyamfo we mu omu na eya pa mayankwa na yenkaka ye hu yenhwe the vice chairman of the NDC Dr. Sapon abro bon mafogan ne ade obafia ha na bon mafogan Friday ye papa de kuka ye hatane chi kura me ka kire no se ya no so eda ne car no mu mayenko abra Dr. Sapon obo mafogan no so di nyame aye ansan why ni political show mayenhwe bimra Jani mafo ganu say ya tunjuma di obebo na se me di nyame aye nyame mfa ne kransie wasuma ndi se amayeko ne Ghana ina ebeka aka ye ho a okoye regional minister oko finfi manto miami region onini fi Ashanti region ko central region so ko bo adwuma the central fo so amone ne ye adwuma o kept coasting in bottom beka ye obae obebo adwuma papa yi nyame mfa ne kransie ba bia owo bia no wonu ne yeah, to also the the late majority leader in parliament Yemi Honorable Mutala Mohammed abra omode budget review no tudwa no so nsembia or the okai mama ENT
my very good friend, Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah, admonishing us to continue with some of the things he claimed they did. I don't think that if you are really a patriot and a Democrat, there's nothing wrong with even continuing with things that the previous administration did. But one thing, Mr. Speaker, he failed to acknowledge that at least we didn't continue with the corruption. We didn't. And I thought he would have commended this government for not continuing with the outright corruption that indeed affected the people of this country. Mr. Speaker, we can stand here and speak the big English. We can stand here and use all the economic jargons. That is not of interest to the man who is struggling to look for job opportunities. That is not of interest to my grandmother who sells cocoa in the village. That is not an interest to the woman who sells kelewele in Kojo Opon Nkrumah's constituency. What is of interest to the ordinary Ghanaian is how they feel. And as a young student leader, I remember in 1996, in fact in 2000, President Kufuor, then candidate Kufuor, he said, pardon me my wobbling Twi language. At least 2 years in KNUST, I'm trying to manage. That is of interest to the people of this country. The people of this country are well aware that the city has calmed down. And my brother was being pessimist, that what he should be thinking of is sustaining it. I want to ask a simple question. And this question may be regarded as a rhetorical question. Is it that he is uncomfortable that the city has actually arrested the fugitive of $1? We were told in this country that the dollar was arrested, locked at the police headquarters, and the keys was actually given to the IGP. In fact, the dollar was a fugitive. It is not fluke. It is not just by accident that we have been able to reduce and in fact arrested the fugitive dollar under their watch. And in fact, Mr. Speaker, he said that we are not spending. And I was shocked, without empathy to the life that was lost. He made reference to the fact that our security agencies could not detect that there was going to be some killing. Unfortunately, and I told him, I know him, my good friend. The difference is that with all the resources you had, you couldn't realize that Ahmed Swale, a journalist in this country, was going to be murdered in the most barbarous manner that he was murdered. The security agencies couldn't do so. And in fact, he is talking about the dollar, talking about gold. And I'm asking myself, whether we just discovered gold. If you are not being pretentious, and you are telling us that the NDC is continuing with some of the so-called good works, where were you? Didn't you have the good works when you won the elections at the back of competence? That was what you told the people of this country, that you had the men, and with all these men and with all the gold, you couldn't do what the NDC has done in less than a year. It is shocking, Mr. Speaker, that he is telling us that, oh, but for the challenges we encountered, let me remind my honorable friend, the Russia-Ukraine war is more profound and escalatory than it was. We were told that every problem we had in this country was as a result of the unfortunate incident. And he, Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah, was an active participant in the mess they created because he was a minister of state. An active participant. He was not sitting on the fence. And I think that the least he could do was to tell this government, you are doing so well and we are praying. And I expect him to join me tomorrow. We can have some prayer before we come into the chamber. Let's pray that the city which is doing so well, and in fact I engage people who are engaged in importing and export, and they are telling us that they are doing so well because of the value of the city. But to say that what we should be thinking of how we sustain it, I thought that he would command us for even achieving that and be praying that it should be sustained. And I can assure him that the sustainability is something that is real It is not a fluke. It is very clear to everybody.
Always to do with us.
Okay, Minister in charge for Environment, Science, Technology and Innovations, Dr. Ibrahim Mutala, Nana, Yetin in Cassia, why late, to make us say a court residence, baby, or Tamale Central, or Sansu, a member of Parliament, or Penny Fuku Pimo, Mama Inkuti, Ma Ekoso Hoso.
Natural resources, that's the official thing, informing the family of what has just happened. The head of the family is just currently condoling with the Vice President, Her Excellency Professor Mohammed, speaking with them and greeting them, all of them, before ultimately they will leave here and go back to the other homes of other persons that are affected. You see the other home. I want to come up with Mohammed Mubarak in school. He has been moved to a lot of tiers to bail, right from when the Chief of Staff formally did this announcement, and he is together with the Vice President and the NDC General Secretary leading this very important delegation that has just come to inform the family of Alhaji Limona of the passing of what has just happened. And so pretty shortly we will hear more from them.
On behalf of the family, receive the message.
So I'm addressing condoling with all these persons. Alhaji Boniface, a family member of Alhaji Limona here, about to speak briefly to the Vice President on some of these very important matters.
Your Excellency, I stand on behalf of the family and my own self. As a Muslim, first of all, I'll say, Kullu nafs zaikatul maut. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. As a Muslim, we shouldn't be surprised. No Muslim should be surprised when death comes. But as a Muslim, you don't know how it will come. Either you drown, or by acid, by fire, you lie in your room. Some Muslims will prefer to die through acid or to drown, because we believe that you see the pain of all life, and therefore you are blessed. You have the path to Jannah. I can see pain in you. As I stand here on behalf of the family, we feel so sad. We feel so sad.
Inti dia cheno no weye Alhaji Muniru ne residence wakra hana yehu no inti dia cheno no MC di kan say Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, but weye Alhaji Muniru ne residence na ye ko hu sempeni kasa ho ne enkohwe bia helicopter no kotoye no empatom femfo yin no to so mai na yenhwe nti de eteno no eno na yehwe no bia helicopter no kotoye no eno na omudum huja ene meka ho forest no mu hadwene papa wo Adansi Akrofuom eno na no so abetoso no nti rehosema esi ende ye kaka ye ho ne yebesa akọ na yakokai the late Dr. Omane Buama Defense Minister and also Abra Elfano Ablekuma North rerun Honsem Ebaye Manoso de Tubia.
Once he joined military deployment. So therefore, bro, if we come, hey, if we don't come, hey, we didn't come to Ablekuma North. Then at Ablekuma North, a journalist asked me like 5 times, Honorable, do you think we should have allowed the military to come to Ablekuma North? But I answered, no, 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 no. But not that the military was completely paralyzed from coming to Ablekuma North. The military will only participate in such activities when they are called upon by the Ghana Police Service. Because elections is a civil activity. Unless it's very, very...
Okay, inti Dr. Omane Boama na yeti nti yebe sign ako Alhaji Muniru the residents in Ekuti.
Alhaji is rejoicing, and we believe by now he should be on the right hand of the Lord. May he rest in perfect peace. And for you, may Allah guide you. May Allah give you all what you're thinking about this country for you to succeed. Me and the family, we console ourselves with one thing. Because we will cry, that one we can't run away from it. But Allah says, when you cry small, come back to your senses. And we believe Allah will give us that vision and wisdom to forget. That's why Allah is giving us forgetfulness. We can't forget forever, but at least that pain, see you alone and see your posture tells us something. We want to assure you, as a mother, be guided by your principles. Everything will be okay. My brothers here understand, as Muslims, very soon we wish the body had come, but unfortunately God has taken him. We thank God. May he rest in perfect peace. May he rest in perfect peace. And may Ghana also be in a position to mourn and mourn well. We thank you for coming, and may God bless you.
So, you just had Mr. Boniface. He used to be a minister of state and the President Akrofuom speaking on behalf of the family of Alhaji Muniru. They are currently combining together with Haruna Idrisu to try and come to some understanding on the ways forward. The family say they have now officially received the news of the passing of Alhaji Muniru, the former Minister for Food and Agriculture under Mohammed, and also the Deputy National Security Coordinator who went in there to do this. And so the family are coming together.
And we're going to stay with this, but I want to take you to the...
Enti wosha we hu say endi samaye ku mpenifo ekopiem ye hu fififi avikwete wo ho me hu the Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman wo ho ye hu Minister in charge of Interior ye hu Honorable Minister in charge of Interior ye hu Honorable Muntakaso wo ho enti de tino no ye pem ekoye nim ye arehosem ye papa me pacho bebre etumi aba enti ye boy hombodin say ye beko na ya hwe mpanifo na nyame ato nsa from no so mokohie o makwanhie wu no ye kakai wo mo nsem mo dutu dwane bi na ye kakai wo no say ye beko ye Mr. Samuel Abuaje. Mr. Samuel Abuaje, or a former parliamentary candidate edema Obuase NDC Amayeku Okoprewo or Obuase since also a deputy NADMO coordinator nti no so den se bi odo to dwa say impunto opeso de Obuase ne meka ho ma yenkoti bra.
Some of the things we need to get to the table and address. So the mission. International stakeholders yenjunjun kwa befa so a small scale miners no kwa be ne dom befa so
but what shall good ashanti and good information.
I think so far officially 2 times.
What shall 2 times?
2 times, yes.
And have they also expressed concerns about near cost say and try
honestly leadership no they've shown some form of remorse. I didn't see no a hack company no.
Oh really?
Yeah, almost they wish it didn't even happen.
Oh really?
Yeah. How speaking to 1 or 2 leaders within the mine, you could see say how they wish that this didn't happen because the mine is not working now. They are not operational.
So it means that technically they've lost a lot of revenue.
Yeah, they've lost, and you can't even tell because say and put things in place. Then the bus about Kruma before workers.
Which workers count?
Which workers count? Then the materials I free port about mines. And we need to act fast, which some of us are doing. The bank acquire consultations, all those that matter. yɛbɛtumi ama asomdwe.
Enti dear Tenono, Mr. Samuel Abuaje, Deputy, the ma Nadmo, Wagana ha, and also Okama Mukushe, Omo Ewu no ho, no a former parliamentary candidate, ma NDC, Obuase, my uncle Ashanti region, so ma Akoswo ho, how we see afa cry imuno, Munsemna Yankutimra,
what really happened. Okay, so now that these bodies have been retrieved, where are they going to now? We are taking them to the morgue for possibly a decision by the superior or decision makers. Ours is to evacuate the bodies from here to the morgue or probably the hospital where probably a postmortem and other examinations can be done to identify. Because you were there, you also saw them; they were then beyond recognition. So I think we have to employ scientific means to identify those bodies and see who is who before it can be released to the respective families. Okay, so now that how many sacks have we been able to pack, or have we retrieved all the bodies? Well, from our headquarters, that's National Security, we've been dealing informed that the bodies were 8, and we have retrieved 8 bodies. Yes, 8 bodies. Yes, from the scene. Badly damaged. Partly damaged. If you say partly damaged, describe badly damaged. Yes. Describe the hands and can you give us just a picture of it? I'm not in position to say that. Right, yes. So once with the wreckage that is there, what is going to happen to the helicopter wreckage? Currently, as I told you earlier, the military has dispatched their experts, analysts to come and then take the footages and then look for the black box, and also be able to draw to a conclusion what really happened. You see, some of these things, it is important we do those things in order to guide our future movements. Situations like this, it's unexpected, but it has happened. So we need to investigate what really happened, so we can put up proactive measures to guard against future occurrences. So it is important that we take these steps to unravel what really happened. Okay. Yeah. Right, so please can I get your name? Ivan Bilson Yeboah. Ivan Bilson Yeboah. So I have been speaking with Mr. Ivan Bilson Yeboah, who is the Deputy Security.
Enti dear Tenono we openi okahua yemi anoma sebi omkushi oma we fano accident bae no omi body sine diegu sakma omode komok na hwehwemo omaye no omaye hwehwemni hu so osimesini we ya dia no so akoso rehosem papa enche yebeti council Dennis Kwame Ufuria Sedu ha yehwe nim se enche so lawyer anase council Worry Brown David ono so BBP na yedi enkomo nti mamenko council akwaba bibi aboko die nyame adum rehosem nso be wura ha waboto
say senior asem no mete no baby amete no senior asem ni hate me na fi minhu kwa na minhu se minfra won kire wo say show ni ntu nhye ana minfo so mra ba ru say be ma so na no madura anyu nti ye wo say mitutu so na meba
okay
nti Eden pa na so ye be dey ye be kwem sa na yenu anamo a ebetimi a show cry nyina ebe soso yensa na yako na usua party ene oban na yedika mom shedding ede mi na ma mekwaye majuma na mhia ye party mpanifo no bi obutu dua bi so a na ajawa hu usinia o party na mso usinia good evening na say siriye eni enimtie na me de chia no na no na o say you know here the accident na me say which accident na o signal me say between men
it's why we hear television a full list of impenifo and the omato no omona edaso no yenko enim
ena metwe no say ha ni asini minia na ma butu prekupe na che say na mitimi te me ho ase because enkrofo a involved no enkrofo a inspire obi a wo party ni ewa akwanua se nyina so either through understanding of party any national issues and their readiness at all time to give in support of other members of the party. It is I wish I say as a multimisi prekopesa enona impenifeno petuwo de ya.
Yeah, so mfanfo ye kind of tofu because I didn't see and I know what to.
Okay.
Your friend tofu.
We esi putupu. Enya bia nka obeka se nka onyare na hompo. Yeah. Nka obeka se onyare na hompo na nka yendane dane nkaka.
Yes.
Nso de amane sa. Nse da medical kai na be ma ebusuafo hyede. Na abane sa no. Na wo se aban ni Ghanafo. Na emma yen akwanya na yede keka ye ho na enema bia endida na kwam yenyi NDC MPP mfirimu na yentu anamo a ebeboate mamufuo
sanity
na yaye ni ye ama yenso yenimu ate fe emebi na mekotamali na mekofa Ghana Air Force plane. Ena yatwaya ebo be 4 onom kaso omonko biem.
Air Force plane no
Air Force plane no to biem. Nti yo ha no msa ye tuka ye kofiara soja ni na oye in charge na ye ne tena ho from awia no. Sa fresh so ye say minister bi ko nti adwena sesa nti be bia yenko akire pia yensamra eni samba na minister no ene microphone ko tena plane nim na ye tena enim kakra no close to the minimum said am friend na soldier force Air Force for minimum description de be na plane move na mrantia miensa abegina ho we say oh we say there be a we
na military officers in there sir
minimum say omo samre no omo tira na ntie afa na nam ule tama kana so a e kwa koda ne no ho omo gina ni mo so we say there be oh there be we say no mo e baptism bi na wo ho ah we say ye press back no mo we na ba ko press back oye pa na dere ase semtira o semtira o se rade be hu mi mobo
rade
mi se rade be hu mi mobo eti mini asemi no kasei me kuma efri me kukum ebe da mi nsem for the whole 50 minutes na ye dey two kwan no
because if you akra na mukota male
if you akra no ye kota male and it was and a night flight na chese ma dream krampu anya ejuma saa na yedi kodue na nyese ya nya opportunity afo plane kakra nti utim na say flight ni smoother enya smoother bueno after we no we ni nyinachi ye kono so ensa nya smooth to say any man ko ye nti
captain say utia is ache
it's ache
19
just say many say no be 2 years or say 3 years
no captain
kota no be me amu nkasa kwa no mi chia na dua ni na me koda me tin kan me tin me hu kan mop
machine
na machine say unse ushia na me hu ye den kata na be wanyi a ohu betimi ye den abontin be dua na dua wapom no nko na ote enti we
say nya be 50 years
kika ko aka Africa na 50 years enti we hu be hu na hu shen inside no ete no hu ka ye so ye bempo nti ye den sadam ka se ba ko no ye seriously corroded no when so corrosion no action so what I say and infant say nra fia no pa kusi enyimre na me twen me client bi a me nida no so pa so beba
okay
no so wo kumase wo ba be shia me na wato aso akoba bi my expecting the flight number
okay
and my trainer many can be 10 about 10 mountain can 11 mountain can 12 mountain can 2 and I'm fair brand here on any mountain no akra or train normally so be do a no be kwakushia no na I'm so mama me at na office mama and so me boss say wiem enye na umuntu omukọ airport no kra no omuntu plane nti went to me amba nti me sure say he cannot assure you say ochina
between and say see also how I read my year
yes sorry you know call internet so weather reports now that they say it will be cloudy nti and utie boy na interview no na o say ebeye se ebo no sunti which means
because there's some eyewitness interest na
eba from because na ebo nti nemo bi o ha I was say
na ya na pass
you take precautions you take weather warnings nema serious na plane so we are check nti we no ali sensor nema bi eni modern nema technology na AD ene
active sensor ni adequate
at least say be say diane see enimu say car credit me corner man for adai console I encopim because
it was sensor
economy ma ya the sensors nti say uzu ye jaguar ni bia copim ebepim ba uzu enamafo de ni bia eno ekwa eno abegina
nti enye we so say what dey ya na otumi call air force one ade we feel say we have to acquire new airplane helicopter so military the be adwuma
enye feeling but that is the situation on the ground say enema bi hia na ne ya awahoro kra ne say abrantia ne say omo modi yinsia hwedam ne same na yete say accident dey sinu omo modi yinsia nemum esan say hoye be possibility fire tender bi antimi nko enko bua mi ndum
e na me re ho ye you see
as at that time na me da hu ma eja no da ho a shiwo
na mayem yen se ba ko na ye kire se ono na ebubu no mo cry fi se to betumi but jensan be twe no kwashim
na king nti eneno ne e kire ni se se bia wo abrosan bi so fire tender no ladder no ntimi mu na se ja so mu ho a any no because a big person brother you need facility bi a ye dey be fly alcohol ana be boa me yantimi akodunja ni sa ne manage ho then we are in a big problem I was saying ye adwen say emra so say o say ye gie ho emra so say o say you 200 more emra so say o say ye na ye twi ho fi enema nkiti bi ho amina ayara ho eden pa gosa Akrofuom mo film omu na comrades
oh yes
but ebi wo
wa television no omo enim na abeda so no
ebi wo obanya opportunity aben no one on one ebi so ho you know you admire him from afar
okay
ebi so ho you have some quick interaction with onipa no then so ni that closeness Francis Suja for ne de minimum nsheda ni musa same so minimum abaji da cruise fan say Dr. Samuel Sapon
de on me be Friday
but we've worked with them from afar because Sameno omo compatriots say godfathers Mr. Anthony Jampo Muniade omo nante omo ye party ejuma. But there were times we Ambassador Hinaje Kunimi free the next names are set of names are with me about Dr. Sapon. Yes. Because we are no born among them say, oh, bo Ashanti region. Oh, you are very into Kumasi. So that I say, these are people who are metropolitan chief executive parents and regional minister in the account. Into women young croffer, Omasum party, no, a small man, Oma Koswa Asum, could say, Omudi film in their line of duty. Into women there. I'm say take scientific steps. I'm identify individuals. No, however it goes, no, I think say they deserve a lot of state recognition. Alaji Niru, the last time I share a pie somewhere 2014. I think that time now Northern Regional Minister and son of Badrick on a campaign tour for national executives, you call residents. And we had a very nice interaction with him that time, and since then it's been on and off.
But when Dr. Frank Mwakohene and say 8 bodies retrieved. May their souls rest in peace.
Finally.
Yes, Facebook one. Finally. 8 bodies in okay. Okay.
Aka identification. And so these are persons we've over the years we've had very close relationships with them in terms of working in the communication bureau. Very smart individuals. Only Comrade Talashia namu have interaction with him say about national issues, about party issues, or very deep understanding.
Yes.
And as he was issue be out the Babiano or historical antecedents obekwa kofa every to buttress his points. And me former boss Sulu Obeka say our institutional memory kesi pa indeed when
baby Mama tell you brother
Obeka institutional memory call him anytime he will go indeed mutala yobia umana kwenya say on deliver on any topic. He knows where to pick it from. He knows where to touch, where not to touch. Where to balance the issues and make the issues interesting. Dr. Omane Muhammed, akwan semgo, ote ne mante nswase. Inti me sure say as we speak about the Eastern region. Emantua ene maba wa bibiri rebe ho ene ase ye nyina ye ra ho na so e bi rebe ho ase bi
oyeja
yes because what to ne bo ase a place in the mountain ne maba no e wo well deserved positions. I'm sure say bibiri so di queue no ma esan so mo di animu no enya ntini omo wa rehye say eye den a omo so omo sabe ka omo na ato irenche mi esi nti yaso ko to obi so usu yi ase a na ewoni ewo nti emante ni maba bebre a yebe hu omo ne kofodu a abontin so a omo tini so omo trade ajo no bebre eni da so na asa if say ono de will be a ono no tu anamo we are sure say o enye ejuma wo ye na wako nsapan.
According to my checks cry you say alcohol program maybe more in a office or kwasan ba nti ukọ defense na nko foot in a chair unim say we omunin bedi ahia
me manu ya boda agent share
easy
because wa hwra de because se eba se obekononim anampo obetena ba bi ote ho na me imagine onipa obeba oni no betimi a collaborate mana efe sure mo say boss ne deputy tell them now only waiting because you know omumi ni na enkrofo a omonti ase anything into working together no smooth ma wonte nya obetete o baby mu na wonte wo mo ho nti abani say no anamombe na otu timi mami na broda shede
okay, baby Adri abua for mo boy so be for mo dey rubo en fen twere mu na yentoa dwumedie so because mo dey woman are hongo a Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center some can show say or the Medimosis garlic capsules or the abadraman so enti se wutie ni a me pacho bebre a boy improve blood circulation and one body ni dey full sani obi ho se mensare me na ayetitriti wonya Medimosis garlic capsules ni bi ebeboa cholesterol level no was so ebe checking amount so so na niam mbu ni peduani na no ebe ni na efi ni peduam na boost immune system no e dey amount Kaisa we are real, a Medimosis garlic capsules, na make for a day amount. Medimosis garlic capsules, yena, or pharmacy herbal, and in licensed chemical shops at Wapitu Ghana Hena, Pebi, Nato, Nonum, then Bow Pum Denum. Your body ding, and I said, D Medimosis bow trima. No, in some Medimosis clinic, you may be Brenano Moody, a prostate, a disorders, Bepato, we a Bema. Prostate gland in waka or drinsa will break sometimes what the tear drinks only be to make him meka home corner on wall bema or dobnada de biano untumen quatakwa de bia with time about 6:30 make am for Medimosis ediamon ko no mebo no saying is with them so na bema no ba why your problem Medimosis phone bet to me abo ye papa a hypertension and also okombo sciatica typhoid fever and sana malaria stroke STIs metre gonorrhea syphilis brehaze to say yare ahu mpem agrudi yare ni na no okombo omo dentist wo ha ukomo dental clinic na woni problem wo pesa white na wo sin utu wo sin mo pesa wo ye wo no bia no for any chimo Medimosis aso eno ntumembo Adenta barrier opposite the police station AESL building inside Ghana Highways Authority Yard, Accra Ministries here. Sasuna Ajay Kuju, opposite school for the deaf, will be home moho, Kumasi Ahimai Kokobeng Santasi, Obwasa Crying so, no so be home moho, 0244 068 447, 0244 068 447. Now, we need Medimosis for and retrain Como, now on to me and wow. Safari Valley Eco Resort Sunamedru. So wuti near Safari Valley Eco Resort ewo Okra District Miche Dewu ehono be hono a 4-star Forest Lodge Resort wudu obeka sa King Nicholas kai na wudu ha ebra training ti ase so only adwuma 24 hours the time be obeko bia no ye beje ofeso na weni so beji papa embobi o ha mene o yenten hu yankuzu a ne meka ho ayen hu se zebra giraffe ene mara antelopes ne meka ho na no weni chiri Safari Valley Eco Resort obe hu bi betumi gina bi hu kra ni twamfo yi ne ade a eye ni gisam omo world class rooms ahrowa kwa accommodation with problem mobedi mobeda omo local ni continental dishes no subedi pa wo kana wo hansugum utumetina so akanun sisimbom tabunibom him ha no him ha ni na bi ho me pa cho say bi ho ko honeymoon na say dwumedi bi amukodi wonu adofo parties bi ni na amukọ minya kwanja etumi edise dwumedi omo private swimming pools wo ho tenyemu na mugo swimming pool kese ufu room private swimming pool no ha ubetumi adem edware kama pa nti se wutie ni a Safari Valley Eco Resort medical kase omo eye dewu eye Okra District Mountains here obeka se King Nicholas kan mentino ho na sebewa emo tuna otu aboro sana ebeka na fantasy mentino mo tuna aboro enyi adofo no nko na won change environment kakra bonko ho na won kasepe wo humu ni nje na bibia entumi enko enkai mebacho for reservation for 0596 914394 0596 914394 na winning penny for indi enkomo Victory Garlic Mixture na medru so obi ho a na koma boni peri abnormal woni bi no mebebo obi ho se mensan me nan ayetitriti Adansi Akyew bisasa Adansi no enam he na Akyew me kan me ho se de Dennis ye ni sese o cheke sa Adansi Akyew na mepe bia momo wano na aboye mepa cho obi ho ane na niso ai kusu eyo se me niso chime woni Victory Garlic Mixture ebebo e boost immune system no into wo yare onyare pebi na bobo obeka se me kan e mo je ni die fu sani ye pa ebebo enye na wogana ha bibi eton adru bia say pharmacy herbal shop so okwa kase wope Victory Garlic Mixture omba mo bi ato na wo akonom na yebusian chemfa obi abetumi anom na enije ni apomuden pa wo hwehwe no wotumi anya nkra ha de okọ eye okanshi Kings Walk Herbal dudu bi openu se betumi akabi eya frefra fre doctor ana kwantrefo de bobade no wo 020 129 3280 ana 0242 545633 na woni doctor ending komo na bibia entumi enko enkan enfemosa inso amuda hokroje kofi kopemensu no bra your friend X natural mineral water me pa cho you 350 ml kofi asre and na ya ye ne sabon you 500 ml na sign wo 750 ml me kanfu insumu tunfu amo me kanfu insumu Paul amantama sineti kanfu enye insuo bia no so de kwanche test X natural mineral water Stephen Apen suena meche former Black Stars captain insuo no ene na make am for e dia ma obetumi asave parties ase family celebration occasion bia abofra betumi anom penny betumi anom oba betumi anom bema betumi anom me patronsu ne bebre na na wodwaman so ba nsuo bi wo kra wonom a na ye yare na wokofa ma ho make am for X natural mineral water dia ma pebi na bobo wate na ebebo wo ba XYZ broadcasting ya hemfie ha ye wo osu abebese street wo ba depo kese na wa ha kese ope Uncle Robert and Uncle Bob ope Chelsea pa wo ko ha ya body den chese guo bebre mo pese otobia won se betumi aka na wa to na wa koton obenya mfaso du bebre wo konom sa mo no benya pomden kama na bibi etumi akonkan me pa cho usu tonsu onton X natural mineral water ebeye me ya se nkofo be kan che o se bi wo shop na ebuntus fi so ba ho no nya X natural mineral water anto me mo bi kan che o se shop na ebuntus me pese e be kansa brana beji obi mfaso bi bebre abra wo tom nti bra bebre street XYZ broadcasting ya himfia beji dodo na wo hwehwe sa so na me pa cho bebre se mutiemi a would we need trim wo Malcolm mo ato apeto Ghana hena na wo kom Malcolm mo bia and so unsa betumi akabi sa so no betumi Afra factory wo 0596 273546 and 0596 273547 X natural mineral water jisumame is simply natural. Power Specialist Herbal Hospital Dr. Hinba Yatin Kenwe, but a being here say Mrs. Subiano, Yari a friend hepatitis B, and I say A, you will see whom you will deal ye. Nino would win it no power specialist herbal hospital or Henry Dr. Akusi Duya or call in a pump for doctors with me asho na boa papa hepatitis yare de woko meye for fatty liver sciatica prostate Nina number bo ebia wonsana nine ebum pain ko no mombo no momfento amount also ya yim crew sa so na compo fibroid ne hawa kono momfe drunken no muntu ase emokra idini a power specialist herbal hospital Kumasi branch in Ofeyase Lake Busumchi Road opposite Jesbro filling station sa so na Accra branch in Okwabenya Pukwase ACP ekwine so Takrade branch in Anaji Estate adjacent Anaji MA Primary School afre 0244 544422 and 0200 383831 no penny for ending common na bibia entumi enkonkan Lift kit capsules na medro so lift kit capsules say capsules me pacho eboa digestion yi pa sa so na enhance metabolism na me pacho enime bia embo woni pedua na woni pedua na behwe etuasiamo na support liver function yi pa into your friend lift kit capsules and when I make come for more and then Ghana pharmacies herbal shops are to apito Ghana afenina okwa kai say dra ebetumi abo liver na liver no so tumi function yin your friend lift kit capsules and when I make come for more and ya free 0244 068447 0244 068447 no ni mpelifo din komo na bibia entumi enko enkan sa anti adiatene no me hu se ende NDC fraternity na aboto eyare hosem me sino brethren entiase enche na beka se senior comrades ye pa omo krabio last week Friday and Saturday me see comrade senior comrade Adekoka Manka of Fremi Yosen na Ambassador Sampia na we swabe inti yaboto msemikasa pa de form I think pa
W so much was it W so much
you me say US we no me na aboto but nyame asem ni na ni njai ma mo hatasri oni no ni meye no ye manemba bibi koswa yinti
o friend there say ye wonkai
ye wonkai
me kakaya
wa so mo kasam for yini bi omo ba ha jumedi bi owo e be yidi akaka ye
that is it
say producers ni guso ye ho adwuma
that is it me kai after 2020 elections
yes
no ye prepare those 2024 elections now ye nini officers who be in charge of the party and the yema Omane double director of IT and elections
yes
me say na me pray that's it or shoulder or the best one because I this one me no at this one
easy elections in it's an
IT aspect of it no matter so me say me active member in all these things now Charlie Metro will say nimdio nimdia kasadudo ni echiri so what I say ebibe kasabibre ebibe kasabibre
so na I pack ni meetings at home ni having a mobile bia no
no
no Mami Jamie so chairperson commissioners no into encourage
yes
papa
kuti asam na bibia nso on point teams are put it together technology are put it together gadgets are put it together just say bibia on point and on type na opese time bia our media mu Indian say the team should be in place infrastructure should be in place, technology should be in place, and we are the know how to use whatever he's providing to the team he's providing it to. Should be put together in such a way, say gap be any baby. And on election day, no share bibia yes smooth. You need challenges in getting be na encounter na your fan say you could do we polling agent, you could do polling station. Onimni awasa we ho kirewa onimni awasa okasa kire no na obakofo aje adwuma na bo ne ho so enti obakofo no je adwuma no bo ne ho so na course ni fi na wapaba but see we no nem crofo do bi o mo fra o course no limited to a certain number and also a bro so you just have 1 point I was out there call Nico and as a point no the course limited to a certain number. You don't get a lot of people calling one person at a time and these were all strategies that are put in place. Fast forward wabeye Minister for Defense who say na the information be to so recruitment ba na say is quick on my information and fly too long
na and chair ba a government accountability series here o che mu meto aso ibi kra na okasafa ablekuma rerun yomi okasa bia na wote ase obi okasa ya wonhum opeso
it's on point it's on point so that's it and it's quick em say na about cry before bekono na yede I say recruitment site bi ni ade ono okasa fake we fake ni echiri maye no kapre ana sempua ansana wa ba betena ho su say aban penifo age usika o se menka emenu so I will let you know enti chese na medjuma de so eni ena the way o disseminate information so National Communication Bureau no on fa information in see and you don't have to go looking for him to get the information you need. Information ba abra I will say ba abra we hear information that's exactly when you get the information. Now they are here was say now what me communicate the way I was communicate. I remember even before this government, the previous one Minister for Communication, right? So we still fell under him as the communication bureau of the party. That time we were doing more of party communication, and there was something called government communication. So bekaya sa nkabomu na share the news because there was some slight misunderstanding between the party communication and the Ministry of Information. But I think when he became a minister, Obamode Emma in and together, and near information and near marketing here, my communication is smooth. I'm provide here. I'm able to communicate. Unfortunately, Zameno, Amoy, and you go, Nimdiano Huntino, Omutimidi anymore near the buyer near Bewini power. And cafe now also a Nijabi or Sumua Nka Obuhumbino and crack and Wakushian Quenchia Woo. Sena Idika Kaino, a bushel for na Yabamom shedding. Na Yachre party force to say a gap kes na abeda ho no na gab na abeda ho no enye gab a eye gab kitwa e wase ye de aho prepre ene ko feel ehia abotre ehia indie ene hia nyansan campo to get a replacement for any of these men that we have lost. Inti no enu kwampo ye ejuma. Inti mesre party mpenifo se nebenya abotre na mo awosi tu na yede krom achi nidiemu ema ebusuafo nso ekuma tom yem se omo mana omo de omo fem Ghana for so omo mesum Ghana for ni chichiro oman no omo ko omo krechi no yanto omo ajeje mu na anamo ese efatase yetu no yetimi yetu na yede akro omo chi eya pa just me I'm just thinking say omo mu fifi no krabe na ode kra umma en krabe na ode kra na yire en krabe na ode kra empu abusuafo nkaya omo kansa na ofifi and I say it hui king to be ka say 5 years ago na me lady film okaya na mimpodie se me kakra ena ansa no be free no for some time na me say ne ho mfa no ana itutu anamo but I can tell you say 5 years on it still feels so fresh baby how sorry you say ene ya na o ma me film bo wadi film no unum say the home fa no eye de baby ekeka ko no obi film bo unya ya na nka okunko ho saa ba unum say the home fa no ti obi film we ye kan wa sorry anopa nkrampo afe ne ba no agya ne kwan se me kwa bu nti saya no ebe din se be free busuemu ebe din se be free busuemu nti ebe koso amodusua yako na kire say this nyamia ne bitimi ahwe omode nti nyame show omode no mo mahode sa oyine ya atomi ombetimi de I will stand omo sa ewefo huhum na onabo sadek eka ho asem no te nyame mo ma refre hu nse nyame bo nipa no balance no omo wo yaw eno ma ewefre se ade ni sia ubedi yaw no mo yaw no entna ho sa entini from time to time no or the ewefre huhum kakra so be ba be show mu ntitama udi yaw na ewefre kakraba na wa okuma abafem nti nyame mo musa huhum no mutimi balance pain no with that needed forgetfulness na mutimi ntina ahodi mu ni enhwemfa nkra omochi na bibi wo ha omo hyase a omo ya e wo se abusu ato aso a abusu timi ato aso na omo de ahye omo nyam ani ade amesere wo mo ansa
so omo na aso akoye mema ko na aso do omo chi omo omkola na meka
mema ko mema ye mobo minia mema ye mobo ye sori a ejumaden uye bia amani wanye binsu a amani we ene a typical example of me kwa kope bibi abidi ena yakushia me beye den a typical example ni se nko mo sorry en po na mo de mo sa sha mo da me fam say o abaya ma ejuma yenye ye pay baby atena a different no dear Omane puntunti so we say and a problem a buy work kese galamsey my understanding is that they were going for a program on responsible mining.
Normal launch community mining.
Launch community mining.
Communities na benefit. Na kwan umbefa so meye.
Ya yen sensu yen se kwaye. No yesa be ni ya be nya sika film they ahwe fie e de be sisi o man. Anu na omutu ho na mo. Nka there are ways a metima ye na o ka say maybe be twam penny bi ka say nka soldier for no kwa omunye ne friend shoot and kill.
Yes.
Nka ndero and the same ke easy no say soldier for na kwat 30 omuhu galamsey for na no mo bom to no mu kunkum. But you see, these are persons who are working with human face. Omo the Akrofuom Emma galamsey for a move from destruction of the forests and water bodies to responsible mining. Nti million more mo galamsey no so especially wo Adansi area hono omo ma we nye prompt emomo se senka omo so mo ye omo nema ya nka ohawo ne eyemuhihie akontu we na ebo esi we wiem nka amaso nkrampo ankofa sa oyene amma no man kasa omo say there's the need for us to protect our forest reserves and our water bodies. No more engaging in very responsible mining activities. Now omo form ho share community mining project na in spite of accident about to near launch no munye community mining no work kwan paso na entry en fi ensuo ene ekwaya to simu yes no ye na basa no.
Okay, yabeka bibi kakra afa ora Alhaji Limuna Mohammed Muniru oyobia oye minister mrebi etwemko oye minister of state in charge of human resource department and scholarship at the presidency. The main academic fields, experience, an administrator, a health policy analyst with focus on health financing. Educational institutions attending and qualifications obtained. London, 207-208, London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. Post a diploma in health policy planning and finance. Board masters for health policy planning, financing. April 205 Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration can again Sasona postgraduate diploma in public administration. 1992 1993 University of Ghana Bachelor of Arts. Sasona 1986 to 1988 Tamale Senior High School and Tamale Secondary School Tamale GCE A level. 1980 to 1984 Damango a senior secondary school Damango and a GCU O level, an ordinary level, or call a year 1977 to 1980 Vitin Experimental a junior secondary and a GSS certificate. 1972 to 1977 United Primary School Tamale Northern region. Working experience 2010 to date, and also administrator and health policy advisor of the Ministry of Health. Sasuna 209 to 210 project coordinator, health insurance project, health insurance authority. Saso na administrator and NHIS tax Officer, Policy Planning, Monitoring, Evaluation Directorate of Ministry of Health. 2002-04, Assistant Director of Administration, General Administration Directorate. So also now 1997 to 2000, Assistant Director of Administration, Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation. Ojamba 4 number 4 Nojomwetri. Language spoke English, Hausa, Tree Gonja and Dabani. Nti Alaji Nuru Mohammed so Nensam Kakra and so Ededrano.
Nyami fan
the no their question for nti answer no be won they don't know a deputy
minister
deputy coordinator the national security.
Oh, okay,
yes.
okay.
And wasum
to
say kitwe bi enu
debi
femina kitwe bi
enu akito nti no he king oja emma ono oja emma fo
no oja
minimum yere dodo aweja
ayer ba ko enim
mi oh na se minimum yere sa nti o da bi no plan na me we so nti fan say 6 depend we direct dependence.
Okay.
See the animal me probability. Oh yeah, breadwinner.
External.
Honorable. Samrane. Honorable.
No one says our time you on beba. Maybe we be shame no by 2 dear number ba 3 4 dear number ba
unum dondo phone
don ai
hey when I paper bong na e wo ho a nka omo expect say e bia weekend bi ana weekend day ni mo beba enye 6 nko no wo jo mo second bi ni basic asam na bawo asam kese nti ono wo dem fanza ono no 6 rough estimate for 60 kan for 66 bia breaks but their smooth education and lifestyle you'll be shocked we are wako the others intino eyo how kese na beda yeso o how kese na beda o mani na se na medical kan say ye hwe na infrastructure and a problem say a helicopters no and awe kanere
ye military man so squadron leader Peter Bafami Anala washer flying officer Chum Ampedu sergeant Ado Mensa Canadian Hua almost nyanko for obefi say bia ansana
obakwa akodu sergeant onyi kakra
menim say nipa bi a me ni di nkomo kire say omo anya de a omo first time omo
debi senka omo no koba
fode bia no
koba
na machine na waje no ho ayi no ze no ho agim
yes eyi your friend there ukoto road accident obi ewu ma driver nso ewu a na je say accident a we hu hwea eyi so just because come on you trotro no unu obi fu station na kwa na
we trotro pen
jaya no ya na come udiga na kwa abende say me
bra pen ya ba enyezi yenkwe dim
udiga na kwa
on the light of the
na book more for na kajo say mid side now mate dem so driver side balance ne say book more for na say we corner say e ba say accident we ba but more than a mate in the horn of shit. Why good?
It's meaning maybe also maybe or fuck commercial car to trotro ni basis here. You know what? And
bookman for what you say mate side. It is a corner say B bar. And for side uncle for mate in the side uncle. No mate news I can say driver side. There's also them pie bonus say be boo or can at and this say boo on the side, then could be a driver on the side.
But you share helicopters are here. What can I say in Chebiana no so on the Nipano Omuti Omuku Pry no so a fool be Momuko yeah and Chebi and see me feel so say yeshe.
No,
them say we
1976 or 74. Ache.
This year they wake up call same penny for it to me a moment when they call him because I'm so mu feel say internally into te honey here but say ya quiet trotro de ni bi drivers no me kure kwaba me de kwaba we there me here nkakra kwaba say enubia ne for and to me emma Omane enko wo de oben ho nti
problems no we say ne aye ka say senkokoba se prampu no mu prae na nwie mu aye basa na nka ye mfa kampu mfa mu tu hwi mfa kwan so mfa kumase mfa mu mra UGMC ana ye mfa mu mra kolebu a
e kra comfort not sure ho
say we situation na ebia aha na ye de omo ba nka mudu amasama ya no omudu ankwado buru a omba ya damba
akwa na ye ya kra na yikita ka kra no wonam ye na madina ekopedu ase ye kra wiem ye nwam form no kra wo ma eya na weda na
yes
no mo munam
wiem
enye easy
sana kan na wake up
we dey also money na ye kabom na ye hwe na tuma kwai new helicopters because yen to men trema bi
nti question back on so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama really power
bi su si sa check akra
there be back bi su si ana oba na yes oba bi na no
western region bi su ebi mo bi mu
ni na so yentu ho na be
na so nkoto bi police foi anti
na no na efofro
nche enya fufo kwa 1976 ade de yentu
na say we
2000s wade address but on mine say trotro ye be ne kakra
yes na was it is just a John Dramani Mahama winning presidency oba na kadini ni private jet
6 months and into omuguso a
oba na kadini ni private jet and ko tu kwan ko be tu kwan na che say dada na ye kan ho asem say renta ye rent na body ni e bo Omane
ka no mo de ma time at George Pon
ni de ma George Pon
Sierra Leone ni de mo so mo mfanye
so ajalo ni binti no be usu
sa France tu kure betu aba Ghana no so yasem
say a win kanere yes e fan no wo do sakra we ho na e pupugu aye kojo
yasem
so ta say
yasem we are say na yetume
to say to
wo yentume hwe ekukudam bio enim yentume hwe ekukudam bio
His Excellency studio what ya say ombeti ja DS to no mo service card ato
CD we also yenya nche bibie ne enu ana president na to meet them bi vice president to meet them rehosem
nti senkane president ankasa na nka
o na mfasamba
o da bi o eye question
wano kokotria for no sisifom ka say
da bi kokotria
enya de
senko no kasa na ko franka ben
eno nche say ye bi nuanom na mahwero
da bi nyesa
ko cho mo ye mbu o manim tia but president so de mano kokotria enya de lawyer and a council ebebem but ye mabiomu nsi
entise yes entise sibium
metini say 1976 helicopters omuntwa no scraps na yen fa from we dey say parliament here in tem
na helicopters papa
serious hey Dr. Omane Boama
serious
akola ni mo nanim die
masa na
di ko sefom
me say
hwewu mu faso bu ye
ni ko me say me no promise you me ankasa metie me no promise bi a wa promise me anya mayo ntini ameka say amanfo bi ya na nya amanfo no ko me ankasa metie bi ya bi what is this
pay crunch and me ko defense me ko be na
say na ko go go
me show me where
ka wo do funeral invitation e ko e former
plano me bo mid morning we no nim ti no frame so oniko mate say but e be kwa akotwen me de kuja broja ti me na me ka che osimesi mesi ni no ti bibia pascal ti empe bebe nti
we jam so dey say dey e kese ato
wa me nya na e kese ato no so fly ko e
kese ato no
ntumi antena
yinia
yeah wo ko isi Alhaji
Dallas ne Kevo ne Obibini you know man asema to move
ye come o si o mu na so ye papa Julius Zebra Dr. Omane Boama mo istin de Omane kicha boys ya
boys in shedding
kasa ne kasa da fo
boko
Are Hosem
abusu afom shedding
momfa him ba kontwem na yemfa enje e cry because e hard ni e benya him bia yemfa nye yi kakra na yemfa ndrede yemfa mboto because e hard ni e di menstruate na Are Hosem
e di sre
him yemfa nye we never youth kwa yemfa nchichi e re and they Black Wednesday
ye janyo kan dey be Siramukan, ezonyone. Siramukan, namaya. Ehina yerikwe, ojimbe, unkuna unkunim, saemesiye.
Okay, Are Hosem. Nti yam fan kai heroes. We heroes. Yam 1 minute silent. Na yam fanyeti. Amen.
Amen.
Amen for one crazy. Hello, Dennis, for last words.
Memo comrades nyina.
No research I na to you.
Topic say be do me na kan kwato. Uni ma say.
Tekoko ma say na be kan na go say.
I say obi nim adechia.
Adechia
mun sem. Intino nyame wa dom na usori a. Na fade ni nyina mutru a. Na wa de rade ase na wa fa ne se wedi afe. If you say obia nim ne da nanim senka me gidi say me nuanom yi mu ba ko kra es da son dae say asem say ebeto na nka kontu no kra nka
wo de me gidi say betumi
nyame nko ani nim ade so
what a final destination no yetumi che movie there you che but try some avoid the but still
ne be sia
oba na wa ba
nti nyame from crancy anamon bia wo se nyina yetu na edi jom kwan na busuafo ani so na obia yebema obanya kwanya se I was so small man obeji ni yem e dia small man so na wo mu so a small omo man into sana mo ni fenjo muchi eno chi no obi anso etu anamo na wahwe na na muntu yi obi anso kan ni yakobo o na muntu yi
Maminda a lawyer Dennis Kwame Ofori Asiedu menana se papa ene say ninia lawyer David Wewe Brown am cancer menana na did you mean researcher oye nyina no say nipa susu hye but enye ye pene ya mepe to bedru ha na bibia asesa na ye bema ye nyina ye ho hyedin ye nyi ba ko mfim mema ekukudam ye breadwinners mwotwe 8 na omaye nyamedia mo hata sri no ni meye na ye manemba de bia no me papa bi no so enye hwiyenje manyame so no yen kanesa enye hwiyenje manyame sei wo de onu onim oye manemba nti yenje manu mo busia a moje o machi na mo hwe etie yen nyina this fraternity the whole Ghana sisi abibia yedi ebeto oja say eye helicopter na hwefom na wonti obi asem obi eka ne bibia yedi me am red room am hwema na pomama ye ni ade a na ehadwene nti ibeja mama nyame but yeah sorry the prime news news of 6 on Henbabo ama bene ene eye poma checheku na ede news papa ina kande brain mama mfase da ma eye MCR director eye Mr. Raf Champu minchia eye Mr. Emmanuel Kisi sound sa so na Abbas Shoskayo wina menda wana smeba cameras eye Miami Francis ansana eye edi mana freno Kofi 15 so asana to be a film or no phone to ansana yenu about gifty menda munas madam kokos for friend then about 40 ono so obehwen kakra ansana ma menua Raf ono so o share red obekam nyamin kan ye hu no hye nyensa na ija